This is called the Tethrd 1. This is a stick that is sub 1 pound, and that's with the attachment and everything. I have put a little felt on it to dampen in the noise, but this is a 1 pound stick.
It's amazing how light that thing is. You pick it up,
and it's
crazy.
When guys pick it up that first time, they're like it's almost too fast because they're expecting some weight to it.
Yeah, you handed it to me, and I was like, "Whoa!"
The award-winning Tennessee Wildcast is on the air with the latest on hunting, fishing, boating, wildlife watching, and all things outdoors. Make welcome your host, drummer and outdoor expert novice, Jason Harmon.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to this edition of Tennessee Wildcast. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching and listening. We appreciate all our audience out there, and we love bringing this show to you. Don King is helping me co-host today.
Yes, sir, Jason. Thanks for dealing me in today. Appreciate that.
As always, Don's a great co-host. Appreciate him being here, and I like your hat.
Hey, thanks. It's a lot like the one you got on, too. Hey, and just a reminder that they are available online at
shop.gooutdoorstennessee.com.
All right. Yeah, when you're buying your license or just go on for they make great gifts, and Christmas is coming, so be prepared.
Definitely. And as always, we like to highlight a radio station this week. What do you got there, Don?
Yeah, that's right. Our flagship. We had the podcast going. You and Doug started this years ago, and we'd been doing the podcast, and all of a sudden, we got some interest from a radio station, and that was WZYX, our flagship. We'll call them our flagship from now on. And we are on the station there at 6 a.m. on Saturday mornings, 1440 a.m., 94.5 and 95.3 FM, and that's in the Cowan, and in near Winchester, southeast part of the state, and Wiseman Media. We appreciate them so much, and that's kind of what got it all started. Now we're up to 23 radio stations, so we appreciate our radio listeners and our hosts.
Yeah, we really do, and it's this show's been going strong. 200 plus episodes, reaching 300.
I know.
It's crazy.
I know. It's hard to believe.
But couldn't do it without the radio stations and all you guys out there listening on social media and all the other different platforms. So appreciate it.
Yeah, you bet.
Well, today I'm excited to have Adrian Wilson. He's the social director for Tethrd. I'm excited to talk about this product. I know if you're a hunter out there, you've probably seen the products and seen people use them, maybe even ventured in and bought a saddle. But this is going to be a fun conversation. Adrian, thank you for being here.
Jason, Don, my pleasure, guys. I'm excited. I've been watching the show, and you guys are doing some great things. And golly, you said 23 radio stations?
Yeah.
It's amazing, guys. Good work.
Yeah,
thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, this world of deer hunting, there's all kinds of technology and a lot of different products out there, and this product that you've brought to us today is just amazing. But first, I wanted to learn a little bit about you. We met over social media, and we talked last week, but you've not always been into the outdoors. You've not always been a hunter. Tell us a little about your story, and then we'll jump into this product.
Well, I'm 46 years young, and I didn't start hunting till I was 28. I grew up in the middle of Nashville. I was always an outdoorsman, but not in the hunting industry or hunting world. Hiking, camping, a little fishing, not knowing what I'm doing fishing, just wetting the line here and there.
Yeah.
But I've been a teacher, or I was a teacher for a little over 20 years, and being at different schools, you meet different folks, and I was in southern Middle Tennessee, and one of the teachers I was working with introduced me to hunting, and it was a natural fit just because I loved being outdoors. And as a kid playing in the woods and Army and hide and seek in the woods, it's just something about being out there, and nature, and just a love and God's creation, all those good things, and. The first morning I went hunting, it's all she wrote. Like, I was done. I was hooked. I probably went and bought every hunting product I could find on the market, and we know how that goes. You learn which ones are salesy, gimmicky, and the ones you need, and
Right.
you mature, and you're like, now I look back at some of the stuff I bought. I'm like, man, I wasted a lot of money on some stuff to help me get these deer, turkey, or fish or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But so started hunting when I was 28, and a lot of it was I had a mentor, but a lot of it was kind of learning my from negative experiences mostly,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Lessons learned, yeah.
Exactly, and
And for our radio listeners, Adrian is 6'5", so we had to move the mic up considerably for most of our, but and he had quite a basketball career. I mean, he played at the college level. When you're talking about playing at that level, that's doing something.
Yeah,
I could never even make it at my high school, let alone at that next level.
I like to I was the dirty work guy. I was the role player. I was never the star. I was always eager to go in, but when they called my number, I was running up there. I did what I needed to do to get a chance to play. I played locally at Belmont University. Grew up, here in Nashville, and haven't, like you said, 6'5" is tall in a lot of circles, but when you get to that college realm of athletes, and they are 6'8" to 7 foot at times, and they still outweigh you. They're not all string beans, but I've been fortunate to get a chance to do that, and it kind of helped mold me into who I am, and learning principles and stuff like that, and so it's been a good experience. Mentally, I feel like I can still play. Physically, probably not so much. I don't have to run as much in the hunting world, unless I took a bad shot. I feel like I have to run after that turkey before
before he flies off.
Yeah. So it's so that's kind of how I got acclimated. I've always been a competitor, athlete, whatnot. So this is the hunting. Just fell right into place, and it just has taken off for me.
Yeah. So you mentioned earlier, turkey hunting is what hooked you, right? That's what got you out there, and you said you hunted every day after that first trip.
He took me. He says, "Hey, we're going to go turkey hunting tomorrow." I was like, "You want to go?" And he goes, and then he was like, "No, you're going to go." And I was like, "All right." So I literally went to Walmart and bought all the camo that I could for that first day, not knowing exactly what I needed. And this is how they. This was years ago. This is in the early 2000s, I guess. And I'm talking to, you used to find people at Walmart that would help you back then.
Yeah.
And I'm asking this guy, like, I wanted my camo to match. I thought it had to all match. I remember Mossy Oak Obsession.
Mm-hmm.
You have the gloves and the face mat, and like I wanted everything to match. Anyway, we go out we were in Giles County, and I'd never, even today, I think it's the most turkeys, gobblers I've ever been around in my life.
Yeah.
We're sitting there, and they're roosted all around us. And when I knew I was hooked is when they first started gobbling, and my chest, my heart was rumbling, and I just knew I'm doing this forever, type of thing. And literally, I went as more of I didn't hunt that first morning. I was there on the hunt, but I didn't have a license or anything. He was just trying to suck me in. It didn't take much. And so I went out and got like I guess, is it called the apprentice license?
Yep.
And I literally probably went every day. That was probably a week or two in the season had started at that point. And I went every day probably. And I wore my buddies out because this was on private land. I didn't know much about public, if anything. Mm-hmm. So I'm calling them every night. We going tomorrow. And they quit answering my phone call.
And with the apprentice license, you got to do that.
That's exactly right. Have somebody with you. So they I was their project, I guess, and it took me every day. And on the last day, I killed a bird. So then it was like, all right, we're going deer hunting this fall now.
Yeah,
all right.
It's just constantly on my mind now.
Well, that same feeling, I'm sure. I mean, it's with deer, with turkey. I mean, the heart races. It doesn't matter if it's a doe that walks in or a hen or whatever. You get fired up.
Oh, and these guys talk about, what size this and what size that, and I'm like, and they ask me, and I'm like, guys, if it gets your heart fluttering, you shoot that sucker if it's legal, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Don't apologize for nothing.
Yeah, a trophy to you could be totally different than a trophy to the next guy.
Exactly.
Well, that's cool. Well, I don't want to run out of time, but tell us a bit about your public land hunting. You hunt public land, right?
Yep.
And
and that's where this equipment really comes in.
Yeah, for sure.
Because you can get so far off the road, without lugging a bunch of stuff that's going to wear you out by the time you get there.
That's how I got into it. Exactly. Yeah. I had a buddy that got into saddle hunting from. He was on a forum that he learned about it, and he was my one hunting buddy. That one guy you share. I saw this, I saw that, and this is where we're going.
Yeah.
And we were lugging climbers into the woods, and on those hot Tennessee early bow days.
Oh, right, yeah.
You're sweating, you're bulky and all that weight, but we loved it, so we're going to do it. You're not going to keep us out of the woods, right?
Yeah.
And then after a couple of years, he starts wearing this. It was a homemade do-it-yourself saddle, and I was like, man, you're crazy. It looked like a bunch of bells and whistles and moving parts and all this stuff. And I watched him for a season do this as I'm lugging in my climber, right? And at the end of the year, he's like, are you going to try this or not? And I was like, yeah, I was just kind of satisfying him. And I sat in it and I was like, whoa. I knew right then, hey, I kind of messed up here, like laughing at him. And it wasn't long after that I saved up my money and went and bought me one. And it's been almost 8 years, I guess, and I've done it ever since. And like you said, and you guys watched me walk in here with my gear. I just had a backpack on.
Yeah.
Everything was in my pack.
Super light.
The only thing else is misses my bow. And so hunting public land and trying to get away from other hunters or going to better spots.
Right.
It just has really proven nice, because there's those days that I can remember, and I had this. We all have this passion for hunting, but there's days I'm like, man, I don't want to carry this all the way, or I don't want to sweat, or I almost talked myself out of going, but I found this, not that I was over hunting, because I wasn't, but I just found this vibrant energy to go more after I got into saddle hunting. I had more energy. I wasn't as tired. Because the weight savings was huge. It really was.
Yeah, it's like growing up. I mean, I wanted the biggest, the most comfortable, climber that I could get, and then once I got it, I'm like, man, this is not fun.
Right.
Lugging it out there, it's like I need to put it in the tree and leave it all year and just go back to it. But
and that's the thing, you can't really leave stuff anymore.
Not on public land.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I encourage everybody to watch this episode.
Sure.
If you're just listening, be sure and watch this. Go ahead and show us a couple of the elements you brought here with us.
Well, one thing we have here, this is called the Tethrd 1. This is a stick that is sub 1 pound, and that's with the attachment and everything. I've put a little felt on it to dampen in the noise, but this is a 1 pound stick.
It's amazing how light that thing is. You pick it up,
and it's
crazy.
When guys pick it up that first time, they're it's almost too fast because they're expecting some weight to it.
You handed it to me, and I was like, whoa,
But you don't know if you don't touch. Actually, and we've been out of these for some time. COVID, the import export stuff's really messed us up. But we're supposed to have these late December, early January.
Okay.
When we're expecting some more. But one of the cool things about this method is this attachment method. Once it goes around the tree, it's just a real quick circle and an X, and then you're attached. Just
Similar
like
to
that.
a boat cleat you talked about.
Yeah, it's like an old boat cleat, and then you're on the tree. But this is there's many ways when it comes to saddle hunting. There's many ways to climb. Where it's legal, some guys can use lineman spikes. I love those. We that's not a tethered product, but it's like I feel like a little squirrel just shimmying up the tree because it's fast.
Yeah,
I just put those things on. But again, it's not legal on a lot of public lands where I hunt. So, but this method. And because they're so light and they attach to my pack, it's just super simple and easy just to get up a tree. And with the weight savings, it just makes it phenomenal. I've added a little rope here, and I'll hang it from my saddle. And when I go up, these things attach to each other, and they lock on. So I just yank one off and put them up as I go. I don't have to keep going up and down. I'm all up in one trip. I'm all up in one trip, and I got a bow rope that I'll just pull my bow up. So that's the Tethrd one stick.
So that's how you get there. So what are you sitting in when they say a saddle? Let's see that.
This is our Tethrd Phantom. We have this saddle. We have a new. It's a Phantom as well, but it's called the XL. This was so sought after and became really popular as far as the way it felt. But some of the bigger guys had bigger backsides than others. We didn't change anything. We just made it a little bit bigger.
Okay.
And so we did that. So we wanted everybody to be able to do it. Kids can do it, women can do it, big guys, small guys. But see if I can put this on here.
All right.
And I'll kind of show you.
Yeah, if you're listening on the radio, go check out the show and go check out their website. It's tethrdnation.com. You can see a lot of this.
I learned a bunch.
Yeah.
You just log into or click on the website, and it pops up, auto plays a video that pretty much tells the story. I mean, you see the guy putting it on like Adrian's doing now, and
so these right here.
Yeah.
These are we call these sys haulers. Store your stuff.
Oh, okay, got it. Store your stuff. I like that.
Yep. And so, and on my right side here, I have my release. I have my tree tether. This is what I attach around the tree to lock in, and I'll put that around my bridge. So I'm leaned back. I'm facing the tree. For guys that don't know that, so I'll be facing the tree. And at first I was like, man, that's kind of weird. You're facing the tree. You don't. There's some old climbers that you could do that, but and I found that I like it because the way I hunt, I'm playing the wind, which, I think most guys probably do. So if the wind's in my face, I'm expecting the deer to come that way, hopefully, which they could come from anyway. We know that too. But so I'm hidden. I've got
the tree between you.
And you can, the cool thing is, there's many diameter trees. I don't have like a specific number to give, but something like this I can get in.
Yeah.
And that's the cool thing about the setup, because
4 or 5 inches. Yeah. I mean,
you're not going to be able to do that with a lot of climbers or lock-ons. So I can almost get in every tree. Doesn't matter if they have branches and whatnot. I can move around those. So anyway, I've got these that store most of my stuff. This right here is called the His Strap, HYS, and hang your stuff.
Okay.
So this is public land legal. So I will hang this around the tree, and you see all these it's like molly loops around it. And I'll hang this around the tree. So I hang mine about right here, and then I've got little S beaners that clip in, and I can hang stuff on it, and the attachment is here.
Yeah.
So it's all public.
Simple little
legal.
buckle. Yeah.
And then I'll have my this is called a hero clip, and this is how I hang my bow.
Oh, yeah.
So
Perfect.
I'm a lefty, or I shoot lefty, so it'll be on this side of the tree. So my bow's right here. So that goes along with hiding behind that tree too. The fact is too, because I'm going to be standing on my platform. It's like a little mini stand. This weighs 2.5 pounds at most. And I got a size 12 boot. This is our Predator XL, and we have just a regular Predator. I can use either. I prefer this during the rut. It's a long day sit.
Yeah.
I just got a little bit more room. I'll grab the regular one in early season for more quick hunts. It's just a little lighter. But the cool thing is as I'm standing on this, I can shoot 360 around the tree. Because let me put this here, because I can go to the side, and I can go here. Like if this is the tree where the microphone is, I can go here, I can come over, and I can shoot here, and I can turn around. There's not, depending on your environment, but there's not really any shot I can't take. Now, some guys will say, what about the offside shot? Now, it takes practice. It's not difficult, but in a hunting situation, even the most seasoned hunters, you get nervous. You get excited about that animal coming in.
Sure.
So because I have ropes here, I'll have to take my bow over the ropes, but I've got that tree to minimize my movement,
Right,
or
right.
hide it, and I can come in here and take that shot. But it's like anything else. Anything new might take a little practice. Some guys are going to adapt to it a lot quicker than others.
Yeah.
But it's not. It looks like there's a lot of parts and moving pieces, but once you're dialed in, and you've done it for a little while and find your comfort, at least for me, I think it's awesome. It's awesome.
Something good to practice in the off season. Get out in the front yard and climb a tree and practice that stuff.
Well, and that's what I'll do. Like I'll take this platform and I'll put it at the base of the tree and lock in and just shoot from it at different targets. Just standing at the range and shooting versus standing on this is not much different, but doing it at different angles is the key. But then you cannot ever, and we'll say this because I was basketball, you can't simulate gameplay.
Yeah.
When that deer comes in,
Game's on.
Your bodies might react a little differently,
Yeah.
versus being calm and cool and collective. But so another thing we have here, we have Tethrd has some knee pads. I don't know if you guys have seen.
Oh yeah.
So what we did is, most knee pads that are made are usually for carpenters and stuff like that, people that are on the ground. We took an idea of the knee pad, and we dug in a little bit deeper. So because when I'm sitting or leaning, I can lean, or I'm sitting with my knees into the tree. That way, there's no noise here. We've got that waffle grid pattern.
Oh yeah. Kind of grips into the tree too, I'm sure.
Exactly. So you've got some comfort there. So not that you go around putting your knees in the tree, but you do it. It's not necessarily very comfortable.
Right.
But with these things, they're light, they're quiet, and so that's pretty much it as far as all the things that I'm going to use. I think let's see. I don't think I have it. We also have a back band. So a lot of guys, there's different methods when you're in the tree. You either kind of hang off, just trust your ropes, and kind of lean back. I don't use a back band until I'm going to hunt all day. Your body will fatigue, just like sitting in a stand. You're sitting in your back, whatever.
Right.
So this back band is basically a continuous loop with a little bit of padding, and I'll put it in my front carabiner, and I'll lean back like this, and I'll get back support.
Just a little bit more support, lumbar.
It's a lot, and it's almost like, I hate to compare it like this. I don't know what else to say, but it's almost like sitting in a recliner. I mean, that's what it's called, a recliner. You lean back, and you can adjust it up or down, lower, back support, high, whatever. And so if a deer comes in, all you do is lean up, and it'll drop down, so it's not in your way.
Right.
So
right.
it's really nice to have that. And a lot of guys, they don't hunt without them because they like them so much. But the fact that again, using the tree for cover, I can go 360 around it. In most situations, depending on where I'm hunting, if I have the shot, that's just sold me on it. And everything else we talked about, getting in with low weight, low bulk. I'm not making noise. I'm 6'5", so when I used to take that climber in the woods and those big metal or what are that cinch around the tree. What am I talking?
We know what you're
anyway.
talking about.
I'm trying to go under these branches, and one will get caught in there, and then I'm sitting there, and I want to fuss at myself or angry, because I'm caught. I'm trying to be quiet.
That's a lot of weight and a lot of space you're taking up coming through the woods. You can't slip through and be quiet.
Exactly, and where it'll ding on the metal or something like that. So I don't have to run into that anymore.
Yeah.
So
I think what's great about it too is the ability to go in to spots that maybe you wouldn't normally go to because it's so much further to walk, or you find those spots where the big dogs are.
Right, and especially public land hunting, you got a lot of guys that are only going to go about 100 yards in, and so now I can push further, and sometimes I'll try to use their presence to maybe help push deer towards me, or there's a spot I found that I feel very confident nobody else will probably go to, because we all know that if you found that spot, somebody else has found it at some point. But I'm hoping that I can get there, and again, entry into the woods is very key as far as not pushing game and trying to be in. if it's done right, you know, even then you don't know where all the game's going to be 24/7. So,
Right.
but it ups your chances, and that's been a key for me. But the cool thing about it is too is I talk to a lot of private land guys that are really into this. What you can do is, and you can go get you like, you know, a 20-foot section of sticks and just put up in a tree in multiple, because you can go to a lot of places and get those for what, $30 or $40, which isn't very expensive. Go put those presets up, and all you walk in is with this and your platform.
Right. Yeah.
You don't have to have sticks to climb or whatever. You already got that. So I think we've all been there where there's been that one day you're just 60 yards too far away and you see all these game coming down this one trail. Well, with this, it's so easy to move and quiet. Well, you just climb down and go about 40, 50 yards closer. And this is where the private land guys are like, you know, because deer are going to pattern us too, right?
Yeah.
So they know where that stand is. And that's why they're 60 yards from you. So now you just move.
Yep.
So that's been cool for, you know, public or private.
For sure. I think about the platform real quick. They make a step too, right? That kind of wraps around the tree that you can step around. Is that right?
We don't.
But it's an option.
There's I found with this, because it's attached to the tree, with these angles, you can push off, and you've got these this traction here. You can push off and go around the tree. But yes, to answer your question, this strap right here, there are aftermarket stuff that people have a little peg or something that you can put on there. I've used them. And I thought that I'd like them, but it ends up being more work for me to attach. And I found that I don't really use them like I thought I would.
It's not that, you know, you don't have to get that far around the tree to get
but
the
that's
shot.
the beautiful thing about saddle hunting. What I may like, you might like something different. And there's so many options out there.
Yeah.
And these guys are super creative. They make their own stuff up. And I'm sitting there doing shows, and I'll meet guys and show them, and they'll give me new ideas or say, well, look what I'm doing. I'm like, man, so we're always learning, you know. If you are closed-minded to think you know it all, you're done, you know. So I always want to keep getting knowledge, whether it's good or bad. I learn either I don't want to do that or, you know, that's something for me.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of breaking news, is there some news about relocating or a place in Tennessee where some of this stuff's going to be
just so
taking
happens, Tethrd has bought a complex in Columbia, Tennessee. And everything is moving here to Middle Tennessee.
Wow, all right.
And
Awesome.
Starting this spring, hopefully we're going to have everything ready for sure by the summer. We'd like to do an open house and invite people out. And I mean, obviously I live here, so I'm super pumped.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'm in Spring Hill, so it's 20 minutes south of me, but all the guys are moving here. Have a huge headquarters. Going to have hopefully a bow shop. We're going to have a little range. It's like 10 acres down there,
Awesome.
and it's going to be pretty sweet.
Sweet.
Well, go check out their website, tethrdnation.com. You can find their social media there online. Go check out their videos, their teach and train section, and learn where they're going to be, where you can go demo these products and check them out. And Adrian, thank you.
Yeah, guys, it was a pleasure.
Yeah.
Are we done already?
Yeah, time flies. Man,
I got more to say.
We'll definitely have you back for sure. So, Don, thank you.
You bet. Thanks again, Adrian.
It was a pleasure,
Appreciate
guys.
it.
Enjoyed it. Thanks so much.
All right. Well, this is Tennessee Wildcast, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks for tuning in. Stay connected with TWRA by visiting our website at tnwildlife.org and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Hey, it's all about Tennessee wildlife. It's what we do. Tennessee Wildcast will be on the air again next week. We'll see you then.